What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another episode in the Road to Glory series. Today, of course, this one is episode 81, and we're approaching the end of this season. The final year of this career mode before we end it off, and we're looking to try and win as much as we can. Already been knocked out of the Carabao Cup and the FA Cup in two very disappointing performances, and today we feature games from the Premier League and also a double leg header against Leverkusen in the Champions League as well. So sit back, enjoy it, guys, and see if we can get ourselves closer to some more wins, really, and see if we can basically win more trophies in the final year here. We've also got one thing to come later on in the season with England, which is going to be, is it the European Championships? I'm not entirely sure. What year are we in? Yeah, it's going to elude me, but it's definitely, we've got something coming with England at the end of the season, put it that way, and it's the other one to what we won last time out, so we've, of course, got that to think about. 2024, so it will be the, 2024 European Championships it will be. So, yeah, European Championships to come with England still. So, all stuff to look forward to. But first, we're trying to wrap up this league title. After 29 league games, we are remaining top spot. Liverpool very close in behind that, though. Trying to spoil the party in many ways, and we have to make sure we're still playing well enough to get the wins. I simmed a couple of games to begin with, games that we should easily win with the team we have here. As I said previously, this team is ridiculous. It's too easy to play these games sometimes and just dominate them. But there are occasions where I just don't feel like I'm getting the luck I need. And against Arsenal here, it felt that way early on because I had a couple of chances that I arguably should have already scored. Mbappe, free header, just didn't really connect with it very well at all. And then the free kick save. Well, eventually, though, we did actually get the opening goal. Alexander-Arnold from the right-hand side, after a ball was played through to him, kept his composure and kept the ball down on the ground before finding that bottom corner before the half-time break at the Emirates. And we led here by a 1-0 going in at the half-time break. And with that, we just need to close the game out. And that's what we tried to do here. But we were able to actually find a second goal as the second half had got underway. It's Da Costa off the bench here, came on for Pulisic, and he would fire us 2-0 in front of the Emirates, pretty much securing these 3 points. Glad to see that as well. I've spoke about it before, a couple of these guys that we actually have here at the club now. Even though it's our final season, I kind of wonder if maybe we'd have got them a little bit earlier, just how good they could have been. One of those players as well I'm going to speak about later on, Espinosa, this guy, the Chilean CDM, he's unreal. I'm not even joking. He's only 81 rated, but he is unreal. Now, Arsenal did have a couple of chances. They did quite well to work them, but ultimately they didn't score, and we were able to get the 2-0 win, get the 3 points. That moves us into the 30th game of the season now, and as it stands, we are still top of the league. You can see by the match facts, total domination, only 3 shots for Arsenal, whereas we had 15 in all, only 9 of those going on target, though. So, need to work a little bit on that one. Again, moving forward, trip to Wembley now to face Spurs. So, another away leg in London. This one coming at Wembley against Spurs, a team that I don't know what it is. Like Man United, I struggle against Spurs in this year's game. I really do. They play some good stuff, but ultimately, I just always seem to dominate the game and never get the right result that I'm looking for. So I was hoping that this one's going to be different. Problem is, I realised quite quickly that we'd actually sold England's best goalkeeper in the form of Green to Spurs before we signed Donnarumma. So, by no means was this going to be an easy game to put the ball in the back of the net. And when we had a chance early on with Pulisic there, as he struck one, but it was well blocked over the top of the crossbar, we eventually drew a save from Green. It took a little bit of a while, but after Konsa sent that one just wide of the post, we had a similar opportunity from a similar position, which Green actually makes an unbelievable save from. Alexander-Arnold finds its way through to Pulisic. He will find Mbappe, and that's what I'm talking about, Green pulls off the save. We don't get the chance. Da Costa's not strong enough in this challenge as Edward wins it back off him. Neves will find its way towards Toussaint. And from our chance, Spurs create their opportunity. Header over the top. Kane turns me. I went in a bit too thingy there. I should have stayed back and just tried to defend it. But then again, I've said this before. These slider settings are utterly ridiculous. If we played that back, I understand Harry Kane's got an unbelievable strike on him, yeah? But if we did that 10 times over without the slider settings that I had on here, would that go in? Probably not. It might go in twice out of the 10 times. So, Spurs' first chance of the game, after Green's pulled off a good save to deny us, they got themselves the winning goal and won it by a 0-0. Going back to my point that I made about the fact that I just can't seem to get the right results against them, we made Green have to make numerous saves in the game. They only really had that one chance, and Donnarumma didn't really do a lot. So, I don't want to say we made the wrong decision by selling Green and bringing in Donnarumma, because it is the scenario that on another day, that wouldn't have happened. We'd have scored and we would have won the game. But from that particular game, unfortunately, we did actually lose to Spurs. So The win against Arsenal now, if Liverpool win their game, doesn't mean a whole lot because it puts us back to where we were previously. But of course, we've got to put that to the back of our minds now because we're facing a very tough Bayer Leverkusen side here. They've got a good squad. Leroy Sané, of course, on that left-hand side. He's so good in this game. Pace for days and just ability all across the board. So, again, it's a really weird formation as well from Bayer Leverkusen. I've got to hand that to them. But I spoke about Espinosa previously. This guy is unreal. He's the one who puts us 1-0 in front at the home leg here. My only aim for this one is to try and stop them scoring. As you guys know, I speak about it all the time. Away goals and their importance. So my aim was to stop Leverkusen from scoring a goal. But luckily, we got ourselves in front. Espinosa's right-footed strike coming back off the underside of the crossbar and nestling into that bottom corner. Leno, no chance with that one. So our CDM, a man that I'd instructed to stay back while attacking, was actually the man that put us in front. So there you go. Even in certain scenarios where you don't want it to work, it does actually help you out a little bit. But our lead was very short-lived, and the problem was, again, defensively, I am not the best. And I make too many mistakes in areas that I just shouldn't make them. Kai Havertz finding his pass in towards Amaf now. He makes an unbelievable turn there. Cross comes in. Like that clearance, Rose Ed. That's where it's got to go, yeah? It doesn't need to be passed in our box. That clearance has to go Rose Ed, but me being me, I tried to be a bit too intricate, play the pass across, get the ball back in control. Kante intercepts, and he puts the ball in the back of the net. So Leverkusen do get that away goal that I speak about. And into the second half we go. They got another one. Kante again. So both of the attacking, I guess, scenarios from Leverkusen scored by their holding midfielder as well. So this whole holding midfielder show, really rocking, isn't it? But to see Kante scoring against me twice really, really annoyed me. Things got even worse though, because, I mean, this is a joke. Konsa goes in, doesn't win the ball, but I wouldn't say either. He takes down the man that badly. And Leverkusen get a penalty. They score this. They've got their 3 away goals. And we potentially are heading out of the Champions League. You'll see it. Amaf just knocks the ball away. And then walks into the challenge from Konsa. Sane steps up to take the spot kick. Donnarumma in goal. Stutters before he takes it. And Donnarumma makes a massive save that could well keep us in this tie. If that had gone to 3-1, the 3 away goals that I speak about, it's just detrimental to us. It really is. And Calvert-Lewin came off the bench. And That really annoyed me. You saw the finish. You know, if we do that again 10 times over in a game where we don't need the goal, it's going to go in every time. But we were able to find a second. Mbappe with it. Another good opportunity. Finished off nicely. And the pressure continued there for him because I really was annoyed at this point. I wanted to get the advantage. Lovely skill from Mbappe as he feeds the pass out wide towards Alexander-Arnold. Gets in towards the box. Tries to do what he did against Arsenal with a low-driven shot. But this time drags it wide of the post. And with 12 minutes left of this game, that was all the game had in store. We would only get a 2-2 draw at home. So those 2 away goals for Leverkusen could well come back to bite us in the backside. We're going to have to see if that's the case. I was not happy one little bit. But given the circumstance, the way that Donnarumma had to save the spot kick, as I said, it could have been a whole lot different. I'm just thankful that it wasn't really. And it does mean that we do still have a chance when we play the away leg over in Germany. So after that, a Premier League game against Southampton at home. Decided to sim it. I mean, this side, as I said previously, shouldn't have any problems beating these types of teams. Yes, Southampton's side's pretty good, actually. Højbjerg's a decent overall. Son, Emre Moore, Miranchuk, Batshuayi. But, I mean, we've got numerous 90-rated players in the side now. So, again, this is the situation that we're in. And we should be able to win those games quite comfortably. So, I wanted to get into the second game. I wanted to just basically move straight into it. Didn't want to hesitate. I felt like we didn't really deserve that 2-2 draw that we got. So I wanted to play them straight after again. It's a similar side that named and played in this one, apart from the fact that I switched around a couple of midfielders. Isaac Martin came in and so did Dominic Evans. And inside 4 minutes, a dream start for us. Fratchak bursting through, driven shot, finds the bottom corner. The Pole hasn't really been the best of strikers for us in the series. You know, I signed him for big money bucks from Bayern. Was it 26, 27 million pounds? And when he came in, he was unbelievable at the start. But then, that 2-star weak foot really did kind of hinder us at certain aspects. But since his return to form and since he returned from injury, he's done all right. And that goal could play a massive, massive role in our comeback to trying to get through in this Champions League tie. Should have gone 2-0 in front when Isaac Martin had that strike. I had to throw that challenge in there from Espinosa because it was an unbelievable tackle. I say it all the time. The guy is actually just sensational when it comes to overall play. But the 2 away goals that Leverkusen got are relevant now because we got 2 of our very own over in Germany. Kylian Mbappe finding the second one of the evening as he would put us into the 2-0 advantage. Got to say this though as well, guys. As I played this game out, my Elgato did something really weird. My screen went off into black. I paused it here because I couldn't see my screen, right? As soon as I got through, my screen went weird. So I turned my TV off, turned it back on, didn't come back. Elgato, unplugged it and all sorts, didn't come back. You can see the black screen there where I unplugged it and tried to get it back, but it just didn't work. So I had to basically play the rest of the game out without actually showing you the picture. But as I show you in the quarter-final tie there, we did actually win it by 2-0. So I held on to the 2-0 win, and we were able to get through to the next round of the Champions League. I have no idea what happened. I'm hoping it's just a one-off because if you remember, I did have to actually replace my Elgato not so long ago now, about a year ago, because my other one also had issues where it just wasn't working and wouldn't pick up. And it did a similar thing there where it went to a black screen, and after that just didn't work ever again. So I'm hoping that's just a one-off and I don't have to replace my Elgato again because they are expensive pieces of equipment. But I was able to record this next game for you the day after just to make sure that everything was running smoothly. Liverpool, this one is a massive 6-pointer, as I said. Manchester City have actually entered the title race as well now on 67 points. But a win here would send us around about 8 or so points ahead of both of those clubs and pretty much securing another league title for us. Mbappe, good form today, good form in this episode. Got us off in the right way inside 5 minutes, finding that top corner with a left foot. In recent episodes, he's been a bit weird with his finishing. Have felt like he should have scored some goals where he's missed them. But he looks like he's back to his best. Looks like he's back on form. And that is courtesy of that nice pass through. Keeps his composure and calmness to put the ball in. And then again, we dominated for large parts of this game. Another one from Mbappe here. A nice move again. Detrimental challenge coming in from the Liverpool man. Couldn't actually win it. And so Mbappe slotted home to give us a second. But speaking of Espinosa, the man of the hour, I had to throw in another unbelievable tackle from him. This time in a more defensive standpoint. Shea Ojo bursting down the left. Look at this one. He just goes straight into him. Bang. See you later, Ojo. You're not going forward anymore. Espinosa cut that one out. He is actually sensational. And that is highlighted by this one here. Caught the ball, whipped in eventually after we play it short. Alexander Arnold with a cross. Who is it at the back stick unmarked? You guessed it. Diego Espinosa as he headed us 3-0 in front here at home to Liverpool. And we were running rampant really, weren't we? Against what could be described as our biggest title challenge. To be 3-0 up inside the first half, we were running rings around Liverpool and it was really, really good to see. With 10 minutes to go, Espinosa, certainly the player of the episode for me, took the ball no more than about 40 yards before feeding a ball through to Fratchak, who would slot home to make it 4. So he just ran under no pressure at all. No challenge came in. Picked his pass out. There you go, Fratchak. You finish it, mate. And the Paul does just that. Nice ball through as well from Espinosa. Kept it nice, waited, and that is obviously what I wanted to see from him. As I mentioned, I wish we'd have got him a bit sooner because it would have been unreal to see just how good he could have been in this series. But that is how the game would end. A 4-0 win against Liverpool. And that, would I say, dare to say, pretty much secures us our league title. But of course, we're going to see if that is going to be the case in the next episode. Until then, though, guys, thank you so much for watching this one. If you did enjoy it, a like would be greatly appreciated. As always, thank you so much for all of your support on the channel. I really appreciate that as well. If you are new around here and like what you see, the subscribe button is down below. Click that and follow me on the channel if you want to see more. You'll see the tables pop up momentarily so you can see how we currently lie in the Premier League. As I said, we are now 8 points ahead of Manchester City, 9 ahead of Liverpool. In the Champions League, we have drawn AC Milan, which I think we drew AC Milan again last year in the semi-finals as well. So that is to look forward to for the Champions League. Of course, we are out of the FA Cup and the Carabao Cup. But we still do have the European Championships with England to come. So I will see you all again very shortly for another episode. If you did enjoy this one, a like greatly appreciated. Catch you all again very soon, guys. See you all again. Adios.